Hey, so I found this pretty interesting. It's from Task and Purpose. U.S. Army and Navy helicopters sink six Iranian small boats, commander says. The opening day of the U.S. efforts to escort commercial ships through the Strait of Hormuz saw U.S. ships and aircraft forces engaging combat with Iranian forces. This was Shogul, Jeff Shogul, May 4th. So that was today at 1:25. So that's this is pretty update, pretty new. Army Apache helicopters. Yep. All right. Army Apaches and Navy Seahawk helicopters destroyed six Iranian small boats on Monday as part of an ongoing effort uh, to reopen the Strait of Hormuz to commercial vessels, according to Admiral Brad Cooper, head of U.S. Central Command. We have an enormous amount of capability and firepower centralized in and around the strait, including AH-64 Apache and MH-60 Seahawk helicopters, used just this morning to eliminate six Iranian small boats threatening commercial shipping. Oh, that's awesome. That is great news. That might be good for the stock exchange too, because once the threat of Iran's control over the Strait of Hormuz starts to get handled easier, you're gonna start to see stock market changes as companies feel more comfortable engaging with global trade, especially with how the oil situation would drastically change too with global exports. During media, Cooper said other U.S. forces had engaged Iranian missiles and drones, but did not provide details on engagements beyond the helicopters' attacks. Apaches are the Army's primary attack helicopter and carry a 30 millimeter cannon, Hellfire missiles, and other weapons. The Navy flies two versions of the MH-60, a derivative of the H-60 Blackhawk. Both are used for surface and anti-submarine warfare, search and rescue, and special operations. So yeah, that's I think that's what the Air Force uses for their paratroopers, I believe. Cooper did not say where the Apaches or Seahawks were based or if there were any survivors from the Iranian small boat. So it seems like it's kind of similar to what was happening in the with the Venezuela and the drug boats when they were just targeting them, knocking them out, getting them out of the field entirely. This sounds like a pretty similar operation that's going on. He also declined to specify what kind of munitions the Apaches and Seahawks used against the boats, saying only that they were very effective. The small boats, Cooper said, were apparently sent to challenge the U.S. military's efforts to open a safe passage through the Strait of Hormuz, a strategically vital waterway through which about 20% of the world's oil flows. Yeah, so that would change how companies can forecast what their potential costs are going to be for the year. If 20% of the world's oil changes, that means the price is going to go up, since all of a sudden there's only 80% now remaining that can be exchanged. So if that's available to actually be traded and be reliant on trade, that changes the base cost of what a lot of companies will have to pay for resources in general. The Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps has launched multiple cruise missiles. Okay, so yeah, drones and small boats at ships we are protecting. We have defeated each and every one of those threats through the clinical application of defensive munitions. Most of Iranian cruise missiles targeted commercial vessels, but a portion of the missiles were fired at U.S. Navy ships, Cooper said. We defended both ourselves, and consistent with our commitment, we defended all the commercial ships. Nice. Yeah, so it just sounds like they keep winning over there. All the drones and small boats were used to attack commercial shipping, he said. Cooper declined to say how many ships the Iranians have attacked. Okay, so that's a little concerning because, I mean, even if the U.S. keeps knocking them out, there's no guarantee that we know how many we're gonna have to knock out. They could just put it on a brief pause for a little bit. Doesn't sound like something they're gonna do, but they could, while they rebuild their supply and still have an extra however many that they haven't utilized yet. So not knowing how many ships have been attacked already and how many have been sunk overall, that's kind of the gray area of where there's unexpected results that can happen. I think it's best not to talk about them. Yeah. In an operational context, one of the lessons learned: don't tell the enemy what they've been able to achieve or not achieve. In our case, we are confident and we know for certain that these were defeated attacks, but I don't want the Iranians knowing what they were able to do, what that looked like, or what it achieved. So yeah, that was it's pretty interesting. I'm gonna keep watching the stock market right now. I'm down obviously because I think everyone's down because of what's going on, but seeing that they are they are continuously and successfully defending commercial vessels might allow for that increase feeling of safety for global trade, which would start to fix things within the economy as well. I can't see it being the only impacting factor. I'm sure there's going to be other stuff to go with that, especially with resources, raw materials, and the Ukraine situation with Russia. Either way, there's going to be a lot of issues still remaining that are going to be impacting the global economy as well as the national economy. So you can't. I'm personally not looking at this as a reliance on, oh, the Strait of Hormuz is open and now everything's back to normal. I don't see it that way exactly. I see it more of a slow burn, a slow recovery. So, but yeah, thanks for checking it out.